So we sent a FOIA. Now, this was a FOIA about Comey's spies inside the White House. Anthony Ferranti, Jordan Ray Kelly, and Tashina Gower. You may remember one of those was like the liaison to the FBI. One was someone who somehow did a tech job and somehow got to stay in the White House, and one was at the NSC. So anyhow, we did a FOIA on the Comey spies, and we got an interesting reply back on this from when we sent the FOIA out for the FBI records. We got a FOIA and of course DOJ and FBI records, and it's interesting because the email is initially sent from the White House counsel to President Obama on Thursday, January 19th at 3 o'clock Eastern Time. It's an email, if you're watching on Facebook and Periscope, you can see it on the screen, from Neil Eggleston. So he was the last White House counsel to President Obama. The email is to, well, we know some names that weren't redacted because they're not, Jim Comey and Andrew McCabe. The date, January 19th. What happens the next day? President Trump is sworn in as the next president of the United States. The classification is top secret. And he says in the email, this is from the White House counsel, Director and Deputy Director, please see the attached letter. Thanks, Neil. That attached letter then is sent from Jim Comey, again, at 10 o'clock at night, 9:52 p.m., to his general counsel at the FBI, James Baker, to review this, FYI. Now, what's interesting, they won't give us the attachment, so we're taking the FBI to court. What top secret info did they have to send from the White House counsel to the FBI director the night before President Trump was inaugurated? This is in light of the fact that Jim Comey says he doesn't remember anything about the CIA asking the FBI to investigate into whether or not it was Hillary Clinton's campaign that was actually colluding with the Russians, and it was approved by Hillary. Brennan briefed President Obama on it, but somehow Jim Comey just can't recall any of that. And Than, there's more in our FOIA as well. And I want you to just explain to people again, I tried to do it once, but just one more time, maybe a different way, that this FOIA that we filed is everything in response to this, including even this very generic meeting that Jim Comey did on Microsoft Office 365 on April 10th, 2017. It said the meeting organizers, Jim Comey, that was given back to us. It doesn't tell us what the meeting was about. In response to a FOIA about his 3 spies at the White House. Tell people about it.
Yeah, it takes a little bit to lay out, Jordan. You're right. But first of all, let me just tell you, James Comey is such a slippery guy, especially when it comes to virtual conferencing, as we saw yesterday in the committee. I mean, I can't tell you how many times he said, I don't remember, I don't know, doesn't ring a bell. By the way, Jordan, how disheartening is it if the director of the FBI doesn't know anything about the most important investigation, as he called it, that is going on inside his investigation? If that were true, Jordan, then it begs the question, what were you doing? But here's really the bottom line and how it relates to our FOIA. We know it's not true, Jordan. I mean, we got the information from our FOIA request that shows it's not true. We have evidence now that he was right in the middle of it all. And further, we have evidence that he was communicating with who about it? With the Obama White House, Jordan, that has said they know nothing about it. All of those things cannot simultaneously be true. And now we have the documentation to prove it. This correspondence, Jordan, that happens the night before the inauguration, it has to pertain to Director Comey's scheme to put spies inside the Trump White House. If it was not pertaining to that, Jordan, we would not have got the document part of our FOIA request. That was the only thing that we were asking for. And this is James Comey forwarding that email from the White House counsel's office. The White House counsel's office sent it to Director Comey and Deputy Director Andy McCabe. He is forwarded on to his general counsel, James Baker. Now, here's the one thing I would tell you, Jordan. They did not give us the attached letter, so we don't know exactly what information was forwarded, but we're going back to court, and I will tell you, here's what the Department of Justice told us just this week. We're going to get that by October 29th.
So we have a clear and unmistakable record indicating that James Comey and high-ranking members of the FBI were in the loop. We have evidence showing that John Brennan of the CIA, that he was in the loop. All of these individuals possessed information probative information suggesting that Hillary Clinton actually had engaged in a conspiracy with Russian operatives, and then they decided to frame Donald Trump. Now, James Comey, who took, as you correctly point out, meticulous notes, is saying, oh, it doesn't ring a bell. I don't remember. It does suggest at the end of the day that his memory is protected by a password, and he has accidentally entered the password incorrectly more than 25 times.